All right, well, let's use our formula on this one. So you guys investigated these formulas with Mr. Dickerson, and you guys got a good idea of why these formulas work, right? You saw these formulas in action. Nod if you agree. Okay, so let's use area 8. All right. So we had an area of 12. So we have our area equals 1/2 base times height. Okay? So we have 1/2. What's given to me? Is that the base or the height? Alejandro. Base or the height? Height. Okay? And that is 3, correct? So what are we missing? Adrian, what are we missing?
Base.
So this is what we're solving for. We're solving for the base here. So what's our first step going to be? Essie? Isai. What's our first step going to be? What's the first thing we want to deal with? The what? Parentheses?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want me to do? 3 times 3? B times 3. Okay, what can I do with that? B times 3, what can I do with that? Do you want to do it that way? We can do it that way. Let's do it that way. We'll do it that way. All right, if I distributed the 1/2, talk us through that. He's got it, Robert.
So then it'll be is the B automatically a 1 or is it just a B?
Yeah, it's 1B. So we'll add that to make it easier. That's good. There's always an understood 1 in front of the variable.
So then it'll be 1/2.
Okay.
Times
1/2 times what?
3.5.
Well, what are we going to do with this B? We have to leave.
B.
Yeah.
1/2 B.
Okay, but wait. Now this is getting weird. Are we going to distribute if it's multiplication in the middle?
No, it's subtract.
Well, this is the problem. You can't distribute if this is multiplication, right?
Yeah, but it's
All right, so that was a good try, but we found our problem, right? So let's erase that and try a different method. Antonio, why don't you try something? What's the first thing we're going to do here? The half. Good. What are we going to do with it? Divide it. All right. So which side are we going to divide? So you want to divide both sides? Are you saying divide this side by 1/2? And what you do to one side, you have to do to the other, right? Okay. And you want to do it to this side too, right? Okay. So everybody, raise your hand if you agree with what Antonio just did. Okay, Amalia, do you not agree with what Antonio just did? You do? Okay, so raise your hand if you agree with what Antonio just did. Eduardo, do you not agree? Are you following along? Make sure you guys are following along. All right, that was a good step. Now talk me through it more, Antonio. So what's going to happen over here? What happens with these 1/2s? Cancel. Very good. What happens over here? Oh, good. All right. But I don't really, how did you go right to 6? You got to talk me through that. Did you go right to 6? I don't know. You got to talk me through that. No, don't do it on your calculator. Just talk me through it. You have 12. You're telling me that it's 12 divided by 1/2. So how are we going to deal with that? 6 and 6 is 12.
Half of 12 is
24. I'm getting a lot of different answers. I need hands raised. Eric, help Antonio out. What are we going to do? Don't just give me an answer. I want you to tell me how you got that answer. What are we going to do with this?
I don't know, like, I'm kind of confused by what you're doing here. Like, the way I did it was a lot more simple.
Okay.
Like,
So let's try it a different way. This is kind of getting complicated, all right? So what if we had just done this? All right? We tried some things that were hard, okay? That was right. What Antonio was doing was Right, he was on the right path. We were doing math the right way, but it was getting complicated, okay? So let's try something. Eric, tell me, are you going to multiply by 2?
I was gonna try doing
That's
it.
what I was gonna do.
But let me try this. Sit down for me, Eric. I like that you want to do that. What if we did this? What if we changed this to be over it? Do you guys agree that these two things are the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so if we have this, what can we do to get rid of this 2?
Change the division to times.
Multiply. Good. All right, so if we're multiplying, what are we going to do, Natalie? What are we going to do to get this 2? Get rid of that 2. If it's divided by 2, what are we going to do? What? All right. We got divided by 2. How are we going to get that out of there? To divide by 2, to cancel out a divide by 2, what do you have to do? What's the opposite of divide? Good. So what are we going to have to do? Multiply by what? Good. And where are we going to do that? What you do to one side, you have to do to the other, right? Okay. Okay, so here we're going to get 24 equals b times h. We know that h equals 3. We're going to divide 3 by both sides. And b equals 8. Good. Okay, good. You guys feeling good about that? So there's a few different ways to work that. We saw some really complicated ways. The easy way is just to multiply the other side by 2. Do we see that?
Yeah.
I want you guys to work one on your own now. So, I'm going to just draw you guys a triangle on the board. Eric, what do you need?
I don't know if this is good, but a simple way of showing people how to do it.
That confused. Yeah, confused.
Yes, confused too. You guys are confused. Okay. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. So we thought this number was 8. We thought this number was 4 right away, right? Wait, stay with me, stay with me. I think I know where you're going with this. Just because you instantly thought that was 4, so you double it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll go there.
Like, alright, we know that 3 times 4 equals 12, right? And we know that if it's a triangle, you have to put it in there. So just double the number and automatically get your answer.
Right, okay. So our first reaction to this is 4, right? Our first reaction was to go with 4, because 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, and Mr. Dickerson made the connection that the area of a triangle is half, right? Remember you guys made that connection? Yes? Nod your heads. You made the connection that the area of the triangle is half. All right, so you just double that number. 4 is half of 8. That's where we're bringing it back home, okay? Like Eric said, 3 times 4 is 12, but this is a triangle, not a rectangle, so we're going to have to double one of those numbers. Artiga, I want you to explain that back to me.